Welcome to the Gruyère European Curling Championships 2012, coming to you live from the Löfbergs Lila Arena in Karlstad, Sweden. There's Per Oskar Sjöström in to support the Swedish team in our featured game against Denmark. And this will be the first draw of the competition in the women's side. Not that many fans here so far, but everyone's smiling at the start of the week when everyone's still in the hunt and a chance for medal success. Let's have a look at the teams. Sander.
For Sweden, we have skip and lead Margareta Sigfridsson, and second Maria Wennerström. Third is Christina Bertrup, and fourth player is Maria Krutz. For Team Denmark, lead is Maria Poulsen, second Jan Ellegaard, third is Helle Simonsen, and the skip for this team, as usual, is Lena Nilsson.
And just to finish off the introductions, I'm Logan Gray and I'm joined by Sander Rovog. Here's the participating teams this week: Czech Republic and Italy, Denmark, Russia, Finland, Scotland, Germany, Sweden, and Hungary and Switzerland. Elsewhere on the ice in this first draw, Italy and Czech Republic going head to head, Russia and Germany, Scotland and Switzerland, and Finland and Germany. As we go along, we'll try and give you a little insight as to what's happening elsewhere. Sweden are going to be throwing the red stones and of course wearing the yellow, and Denmark will be playing the yellow stones and wearing white. Here is Margareta Sigfridsson getting the game underway. Obviously they're just trying to throw one into the rings to get the game underway. Quite unusual, Sander, to see a skip from lead stones.
Yeah, I don't really see that too often, but it certainly worked out well for this team. They're really good, and I think they're probably favourites for this game against Denmark, although Lena Nilsson's team's quite strong as well. But we're going to see a quite defensive end. Just start off with Maria Poulsen. He's going to do what leads not normally do, play the takeout. But seems to have this under control. So nose out there from Poulsen. And you might just see this happening for a wee while here. Through the first end, obviously the first game for the women, so haven't been on the ice too much.
Yeah, this Swedish side have been a bit of a force to be reckoned with on the tour and in international competition, with a string of silver and gold medals over the last 4 international championships. Of course, they won the gold in Chps in Switzerland. Okay, so rules of play for the round robin: need to play at least 6 ends, 73 minutes per team, and 1 coach interaction where the clock continues to run. So it's a bit of a race for the coaches to get down off the scaffold. And
I do think they're allowed some walking time, because I think the first competition where the timeouts weren't really timeouts, they're now coach interactions, was in Chps, and you just saw coaches jumping across the barriers and just going crazy, so it didn't look too good for TV, and I do think they're allowed some walking time as well.
And here's Shanna Ellegaard just playing a takeout on the wing here. So Sander, are you a fan of the whole timeout coach interaction concept?
The reason why they changed the rule is to kind of save time, and I think you know, saving a minute per team per game isn't a big difference. So for me, I could just keep the old rule and try and cut down on time elsewhere, really, because you'll probably see the coaches come onto the ice not as often now, because you know, it's going to take them a couple of minutes for that to happen.
Are you in the camp that you think teams should get that opportunity to speak to their coach during the game?
Yeah, I think it's a good thing, and it's good for TV as well to you know, just listen in and just like it.
Build a little bit of drama.
Yeah, more drama the better.
Ooh, what are they going to do here? How are they going to get out of this situation?
That's good for the coach to get some TV time as well.
So this is Nina Bertrup. She's put in some terrific performances at international competitions over the last few years. Just a really great shot maker. So Hella Simonsen doesn't manage to make a hit and roll into the rings. Of course, this Danish side very much a team of nearly girls with a couple of fourth places along the way and a fifth as well. So close to breaking into the medals. Actually, they put in a great performance at the World Women's Championships in Esbjerg in Denmark in 2011, but just couldn't do enough to get the bronze medal in the end.
Done quite well. I haven't seen them too much on the tour this season. I don't think they've been playing any of the European events, but they did play the Valley First Crown of Curling in Kamloops in Canada, and they won the tournament. No, I'm sorry, they lost the final against Benoit Wang from China in the final, so I had a good run there apparently, but haven't been playing much else.
Yeah, unlike this Swedish side, Sander, who've had some pretty impressive results again this season.
Yeah, started off well in Oslo for the Radisson Oslo Cup. Only lost to Cheryl Middaugh in the final. Maria Pritz here in picture had a stone to win the game. Just barely there. It was almost there, but didn't lose it. But just came back strong in the Masters in Basel and won the final against Tiranzoni from Switzerland. Just good results all over the board for them. Won the Stockholm Ladies Cup as well on home turf.
Yeah, not bad at all. Maria Pritz just joined the team in 2010. Stina Victorson previously in the team. After winning the European Championships, Stina decided to take a step down, and the team quickly recruited Maria Pritz. Another tremendous shot maker.
Yeah. Just so calm. Not so fiery as some fourth players you see out there. but just make so many shots, just over and over again.
So a nice draw there by Pretz. Doesn't manage to get fully hidden, but maybe just tucks an edge. And always good to get your opposition skip playing technical shots in the first end. Excellent shot there by Nielsen. Hits and rolls to the open side. And Sweden will have to make a move here to get behind the guard to force the one. Maria Pretz doesn't manage to make a roll to find a cover. Always quite amuses me watching this Danish girls team, because they've got like a little duster for the stones that they keep at the end of the ice. They used to clean. They use it to clean the stones. So we may see that at some point along the way.
Big fan of dusters, are you?
Well, my team don't use them, no. But no, I think this team's the only team that I've really seen use them. So that's the roll that Maria Pretz was looking for. But Lena Nielsen doesn't roll out of the rings and will not retain the last stone. Advantage going into the second end, and after one end here, it's Denmark 1, Sweden 0. So second end, Sweden trailing Denmark by 1 shot to 0, and this is Maria Poulsen looking for one in front of the house. Okay, so I'm going for a corner guard here, and the sweepers needing to put a turn in here. And a well-placed corner guard there by Sigfridsson. Just kind of halfway up the free guard zone. Not so long that it's ineffective, but not so tight that it's really hard to get round, so pretty ideal. Okay, so it doesn't come up short of the rings.
It's a bit unnecessary from the sweepers, I believe. Could have stopped short of the house. And now I think Sweden's looking at maybe the hidden roll.
Yeah, I think the nice thing here for the Swedish is that they get to move a stone in the house, or move a guard out of the way off the centre line. One shot earlier than they normally would. Might make things a little more easy for the Swedes to get the corner guard into play. So although Sigfridsson playing lead stone, still skipping from the other end.
Bit unlucky there.
Yeah, a bit of a mistake there, really. Not a bad situation at all now for the Danes, whereas if the Swedes had managed to just pick that centre off and roll anywhere, really, then they might have been in a little more trouble. Shanna Ellegard throwing another guard up.
A good draw there. So Maria Wennerström is asked to play a hit on these two yellows. Want to come fairly close to the guard here. And I think they're more than close to the guards. We're going to wreck on it. And it's not going to even hang around there.
No, they maybe could have kept sweeping that one there. Sander to hold that red in the house.
Would have been nice to keep to keep that red one in behind the guard there.
It's actually a really bad miss there by Wennerström. Could find themselves in a lot of trouble in this second end. Two stones in the 4 foot, pretty close to the centre line. And another mistake, really. That guard's too long. And there we have the Swedish team coach, Fredrik Hallström. Looks pretty relaxed up there.
probably confident in his team.
A much better shot this time by Wennerstrom. Chips one out and holds out wide. And Fredrik Hallstrom's opponent, Lasse Larsson, very experienced curler, used to play with Ulrich Schmidt back in the day. His trusty vice. Again, the Danes not quite managing to get that guard wide enough, and I think Sweden will be able to have a chase after this one.
Inte säkert vi får igenom den, men ja. Lite mer. Känns som det kommer vara hack bakan bara. 40. Ja. Okej, det känns jättelite is, men ganska rakt. Ja! Nej! 50! Ja! Hårt!
Well, the release looked a little bit out to in for me there, Sander. See if the supers can get this one by. You see the stone just curling straight out of her hand, really. Chips the guard over and blocks the intern side.
Yeah, that's
crucially.
This could be difficult to score on this end here for Sweden.
Yeah, that yellow just been pushed over to the other side of the centre line is going to make things a little bit difficult for the Swedes to get in down there. Okay, well, I don't know if that was a call there, but maybe a guard might have been better. Try and keep the Swedes out of the house for a little while longer.
Ja, jag tror inte vi vickar så långt på 20. Okej, jag har halva. Ja, spela 10 då.
Denmark still lying at shot stone, with that stone just to the front of the rings there. Maybe looks like a guard, this one, Sander?
Thought they were trying to come around here, but let's see where this ends up. Certainly going to be in the house somewhere. Just need to drag it past Ronja, trying to finish off the curl here, and that's a brilliant shot by Lena Nilsson. So I'm gonna Take a quick look at one of the other games going on here. It's Anna Sidorova for Team Russia playing the last stone of the second. Looking to score one here against Germany. Germany stole one in the first, and now Anna is forced to take her single. So one each there after 2 ends of play. Now we're looking at Maria Pritz's first stone here. I think plan is to come around here, follow that yellow stone down, maybe tap it back a little bit. Need to dry this one by the top, though. Won't quite get there. Just spins off for a second shot there. If you throw a guard here, you'd reckon that they would steal one for sure. But I think they're looking to hit here. Now, is this because they're afraid of giving away 2, or just because they're greedy and want to lie 3? Certainly, if you put a guard up here, it's going to be really difficult for Sweden to score. So,
yeah, I guess the takeout's not a bad option, but it's a little bit risky. I mean, if they're a little bit high here, they could redirect the red onto the yellow. So this line shot. So just need to be a little bit careful here. I would certainly prefer to see them throw a guard here. Much less risk for the same reward, really.
Yeah. But plays beauty here, so why not? Put some extra pressure on Pritz. Needs to either draw against 3 or maybe play a double.
Yeah, the other thing, by throwing a guard, maybe just a little bit more difficult to get in there. But
yeah, it looks like Denmark's going to steal one anyway. Looking at a doubling here.
Yeah, they certainly got 2 options. They can either stick one in the 8-foot circle, just the draw, or they can smash some yellows around and just give up a steal of 1. I think the Swedish know they're not going to score in this end now, but just a little bit of damage limitation required now. Swedish bench, Pale Lindholm on the right, Fredrik Hallström in the middle, and on the left, Agnes Knockenher.
Kan det vara lite mindre på den?
Okay, so of the 2 options, they've chosen to go for the takeout, try and spin those 2 yellows at the front of the house to give up 1. Not really the kind of situation you want to find yourself in at 4 stones, having to play a really good shot just to lose 1. How's it looking? And just done enough to spin that one through. Great shot there by Maria Pritz. It will be a steal of 1, however. for the yellows for Denmark. And 2 ends played here is Denmark 2, Sweden 0. Ready to get this show back on the road in the 3rd end. Steal of 1 for Denmark in the 2nd end to lead Sweden by 2 shots to 0. If you've just joined us, you're watching live coverage from the Gruyère European Curling Championships, live from Löfbergs Lilla Arena in Karlstad, Sweden. My name is Logan Gray and I have Sander Rolvåg along with me calling the shots. So Sander, what have you seen so far in this game? What's impressed you or not impressed you?
I thought, well, honestly, I thought Sweden would be the team up on Denmark, but it's been about a couple of sloppy shots from the Swedish side. Denmark's been quite strong so far. I think Sweden needs to just press on here and try and get some stones in play.
Garden är långt upp! Va? Garden är långt upp! Ja då, det är ingen fara. Ja, men jag tänkte om du vill göra den. Ja, jag tycker frysningen är bra. Frysen är bra. 50. Vänta lite. Bra linje. Eller på frys. Köla om det går. Ja, fin linje. Köla om det går. Gärna köla lite. Farten är där. Måste köla. Den är en liten dött nu. Ja. Måste köla. Upp lite, upp lite. 4, 10. Bara frys. Ingenting, ingenting. Den ligger inte jättebra. Det är dött. Ända på 10. Ja då, det är bra. Det är okej. Bra Magan.
So Sander, Denmark obviously leading by 2 shots to 0. Any panic at this stage?
I don't think so. It's a 10-end game. Got 8 ends to go. Sweden's well, the Swedish team's played a lot of championships before, so they know the deal. You know, they don't have to be too impatient. Just keep on playing. Don't take too many risks, and the points will come if they just make their shots.
Good shot there by Jana Ellegard. Just squirts that red through the house. However, it does push that yellow over towards the corner guard, so maybe a chance for them to get it into play. Maria Wennerstrom had a little bit of a ropey one in the last end that really got the team in a whole heap of trouble. So, see if she can convert this opportunity. Yeah, chips the guard again.
Does keep the shooter around, however, which is always good.
Yeah, that could come in handy later on.
But no corner guard at this stage, so not ideal for Sweden.
Yeah, definitely at this stage of the end, the Danish have to be the happier of the two teams. Only really a centre guard on, and a good shot here, and they'll be lying 3. And of course they are leading by 2 shots to 0.
Jag tycker inte vi får någon fart över. Ja, spela 0 då. Den ligger ju på samma ställe som förra sten. Ja, då skulle vi vicka ut. Ja, precis. Ja. Ja, 0! Ja! Ja!
So that one's going to roll into 3rd shot position. Maybe a chance to apply a little bit of pressure here. This is looking really good. The key here is just to stay above the tee line, and it splits the tee line, so it does make things a little more difficult for Sweden, but we're just going to nick over next door Russia and Germany. There you see on the scoreboard in the background, it's 1 each. Andrea Schupp with the big takeout.
He's trying to blank the in here. Just waiting for it to curl, and it's not going to come up. Just takes it, and it's a steal for Russia.
Yeah, maybe the stone's not curling so much out in the wings, Sander.
Yes, that was my initial thought when I was watching the first practice of the men's draw this morning, but I haven't really asked anyone about it, so can't say for sure, but might be. Anyway, Russia 2 points, 1 point up on Germany after 3 ends. But in our future game, it's certainly Denmark in the driving seat here, picking up his steal on the second and looking strong for another one.
Yeah, and another big miss there by the Swedes. So Helle Simonsson with a great chance to put the Swedes in some big trouble. Out-turn draw once again.
It's very uncharacteristic of the Swedish players, missing so many shots. usually so solid, so could expect them to pick up their game. A lot of ends to go. But right now Denmark can capitalise and really get a big head start here. Nice draw again.
Yeah, Sweden really need to start tidying this up.
Only good thing for Sigfridsson being the skip in this situation is she doesn't have to play the fourth stones.
Absolutely, Sander.
Is that something you think about when you're skipping your team in a bad end, knowing that you have to try and make the best out of a horrible situation?
Well, I think the key here for Sigfridsson is she's got to be thinking, okay, I'm not responsible for throwing the last stone, but obviously Maria is, and if I was in that situation skipping, I'd want to be making sure she has as easy a shot as possible to score in the end. So some serious tidying up required. There's a good shot there by Nina Bertrup. Shifts one out the way and also holds the shooter in the third shot. So although Denmark lying 2 at the moment, they could go away in one shot. So I wonder if we'll see Denmark play a takeout on that red stone in the left hand side of the picture.
Seems like they're leaning towards a draw here on the intern side. Which they very well could do, but there's a bit more risk playing that shot.
Yeah, they do have a two-shot lead already, so but just while they're mulling that one over, we're going to have a look at Italy against the Czech Republic. That's on the sheet right next to our featured game. And this is Linda Klimova. She's got a takeout to score 2. And well executed by Klimova. Her teammate looking pretty chuffed about that one. So there you go, Czech Republic 3, Italy 1 on sheet B. We'll call it that one sheet B, I think.
Yeah,
we weren't really sure which which sheet is which.
Yeah, not too happy with that shot, apparently.
Yeah, I think they wanted the Czech over to lie third shot position and out count that red just at the center of your screen.
Well,
difficult shot here, but Sweden do have a chance to lie 2.
yeah, probably need some weight to that shot to move the second yellow far enough to sit 2.
Yeah, the real tricky thing about this shot, Sander, is making the double, but the kind of natural way to play it, the yellow might go a little bit close to that backstone. So probably needing to hit the yellow behind the brush there, just a little bit thinner than you normally would to make this.
Yeah, just got to make sure you don't squeeze through as well. So it could be lying 2 here, Sweden. Yeah, Pritz throwing some heat down the ice here. And makes it perfect. Really nice shot by Pritz.
Yeah, she hit that absolutely plumb. Just a little bit thinner than you kind of normally would play that shot. You see how the stone just followed through slightly, but that's what was needed to get that yellow over the top of the back red. And Sweden all of a sudden turning this end around and lying to with the last stone. I'm surprised that the Danish didn't swoop that one over.
Yep. Just rolled a couple of inches further. That'd be pretty good right there. But the one that jammed into the back, is that out counting the one on the top of the house? That's my question.
Yeah.
Looks like the yellow one's better.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's just a straightforward take out on that Yellowstone just played by Nelson for a score of 2. Nothing more really available.
Yeah, it's a same shot anyway. Just interesting to see if it's for 2 or 3. It looks like for 2, and I think looking at how this end was panning out, just a couple of shots back, I think Sweden's going to be quite happy with scoring 2.
Yeah, absolutely. Any sort of score, really. Okay, so how's this one looking? Maria Pritz makes the first score of the game for the home nation, but it's only looking like it's going to be 1.
Seems like they're going to call for a measure. Just to be sure. And it's a nice way of getting an extra long break for free.
Do you find that you need plenty of rest during your game of curling?
Well, I tend to get hungry, so it's a nice time for a snack.
Yeah. Okay, so this is Scottish umpire Anna Malcolm. See if she perfectly positions her head over the pressure dial so that we can't see it.
So it's a 3-way measure.
Yep, and it's just a reminder, it's Sweden throwing the red stone and Denmark with 2 yellow stones.
So confusing. Sweden playing red and then Denmark playing yellow. Why can't you just play the colour of their nation's flag? Be a lot easier to follow. I'm guessing there's an explanation for that.
Okay, so there seems to be a lot of measuring going on here, but we come to the conclusion that we kind of already had before the measure, and it will only be a score of 1 in the 3rd end. And 3 ends played. It's Denmark 2, Sweden 1.
So an update from one of the other games going on. Switzerland playing Scotland. It's Smear with our last stone. It's like a pretty difficult draw for two, I believe. Lying one already. Sweeper's trying to drag it, but pulling up short. It's only going to be the single for Switzerland. It's going to tie the game up after 3 ends. 1 each between Scotland and Switzerland. See, there's some Swiss fans in.
Yeah, the guy in the middle there could be supporting Scotland and Switzerland. He's got his Swiss flag hat on, but he's got a pair of tartan trousers on as well, so maybe a little bit of a confused fan there.
Spelar du 90? Ja, vi kan vara lite insatt. 90! Ja, bara rent. Bara rent. Gärna köla lite. 90. Rent. Om du har något, Nina. Bra. Det är bra, Magan. Fint. 90. Bra spel. Insett.
Yeah, not a great centre guard there to start at the end. There's no real cover on the centre line, so I think Sweden might even abandon ship early in this end. Maria Wennerström not having her strongest game. We've seen her chip a few guards along the way and only playing 58% through the first 3 ends.
Well, that shot's going to help improve her stats a little bit.
85.
Does leave a corner guard hanging around though. It could be useful later on. Shanna Ellegard having a decent game, playing 79. Probably not getting put under that much pressure though by Maria Wennerström.
Jeg har så 11 på de her 10 halvere lige nu. OK.
Nice roll away from the corner guard.
Certainly looks like it's going to be a very straightforward 4th end. No real cover to speak of out in the free guard zone, so both teams just playing in the house. Maybe this is what the Swedish team needs. Maybe just an end of consolidation. They've been on the back foot a lot in the first few ends.
Det er en god retning, Shanna. Ändra så går vi dit eller så håller vi oss lite här. Kanske ska dra den.
An interesting call here by the Swedish without the hammer. Choosing to go around this wide corner. A slightly risky strategy for not a lot of reward. Christina Bertrup only playing 38%. Huge struggle for Nina in this game. Quite often you find there's a bit of a domino effect throughout the team, Sander, when there's one person not playing that well.
Yeah, well, obviously if the person before you has missed a couple of shots, the difficulty of your shots is going to be usually bigger. So just the first three players miss all their shots. Skip's not going to have a good time. Now it doesn't show the inside of that red, so Hella can't roll beneath the guard. And again, Denmark's just going to roll out the house.
So Bertrup's going to try this draw once again. Actually trying to hide one to force a mistake from the Danes and maybe force the one. Yeah, and that's not a good shot there. Now it's Denmark with a chance to get in there. And out of sorts, Christina Bertrup today. Big sweep here from Poulsen and Ellegaard. Gets it in there, but not in behind the cover. So we thought earlier in the end it was going to turn into a blank. And still looking like it's going to head that way. Maria Pritz shooting 72%. Oh, and that's going to drop after that stone. That's a terrible mistake by the Swedish skip. Sorry, fourth player. Of course, they would normally be the same thing, but in this team, Margareta Sigfridsson playing skip and lead. So here's Lena Nilsson only having to play 75% to take control of this game. They need to be putting your opposition skip under a little bit more pressure than the Swedish have been doing in this game. Open draws like this, you're not going to see missed too many times at this level.
Jag tror kanske att jag var lite med. Ja, jag tycker att de curlade inte jättemycket på sin take här. Clearing. Yeah.
So Maria Pritz is left with his cross-house double here.
Prova dubbeln, men vilken är okej? Ja, det är bra.
I think Maria's got the firepower to make this shot.
I think so. Don't need too much here. It's quite the steep angle here, so quite thin double. So she bounces off that first yellow. It should be enough speed to bounce that second one through. It would be really nice to make it. Are they ever close here? The roll would be nice as well. That's almost a very cheeky shot. If anything, just closes down scoring area a little bit. Now Lennon Nilsson at least need the 8 foot to score the 2. Unfortunate there, and Denmark most likely will score 2 here and be 3 shots up on Sweden.
Yeah, it just needs to be fully in the 8 foot circle.
Saw the Swedish boys winning in Switzerland earlier today. Certainly the home crowd would like 2 Swedish wins in one day, the first opening day. But Lennon Nilsson here with the last stone of the 4th end can put a damper on those expectations.
Yeah, no problem at all. Drifts down onto the 1 foot, and it's a score of 2 in the 4th end. Some really slack play by the Swedes leading to that one. They were taking a risk though by going round the corner guards. And after 4 ends, Denmark surprisingly leading last year's silver medalists by 4 shots to 1.
We're going to pop back to Russia, Germany. It's Andrea Schipp with her last stone of the 5th end.
Yeah, it looks like she's facing 2 red Russian rocks. So just needs to make the hit and stick here. Maybe it has a wide catcher. Doesn't need it. It will be a score of 1 in the 5th end. And at half time, it's Russia 2, Germany 2. Doesn't look best pleased, that lady in the stands. That's because her team are trailing Denmark by 4 shots to 1. Sander, earlier on today we talked about whether you would like to play a strong team or a weak team in your first game. If Denmark can pull this win off, how much of a bonus would it be for them?
I think it's a big bonus. I think when we talked about facing a strong or a weaker opponent, playing a weaker opponent usually would win the game and maybe get you rolling for the week. But beating a strong opponent in the first game certainly just going to boost you up so much, and You never know. Denmark might be an outsider for the playoffs if they can keep this play going.
Yeah, there's definitely spots up for grabs. You would think Scotland and Switzerland will almost definitely be there, as well as Sweden. Perhaps not the way they've been playing so far today, but over the course of the round robin you would expect them to definitely be in the playoffs. And that fourth spot could really go anywhere. So we've seen those staggered stones at the top of the house being used to deadly effect in other games. See if Sweden might be able to use them at some point. But meanwhile, Eve Muirhead, the Scottish skip, facing a whole heap of yellow stones here. Needs to make the hit and stick for one. And confident Anna Sloan thinks that that's the shot. I'm going to just check that one. It was a score of 1 in the fourth for Scotland, and they lead the world champion Switzerland by 2 shots to 1.
Ja. Frysningen är jättebra. Ja, jag gillar den också. Måste ligga nästan mitt på då. Ja. Gör den.
Yeah, I like this call here from Sigfridsson. Just going to try and freeze the nose of that yellow stone just played. Maria Wennerström not been at the races at all today. Really struggling her way through this game. She's not going to make the freeze over curls, but finds a pretty good spot, to be honest. And they're lying third shot and partially covered by that red guard at the top of your screen.
So I'm looking for a corner freeze or Just maybe a guard there, over curls a little bit. Yellowstone is exposed.
Denmark could start to find themselves in some serious trouble. Great chance here for the Swedes. Can they squeeze it by?
No.
An absolute shocker from Maria Wennerström. Chips that red out of third or fourth shot position there. Getting out counted by that yellow at the top of the 8 foot now. And once again Denmark with a chance to get out of trouble here.
Jeg synes, vi skal vente med at samle dem. Er det 3 eller 12? Det er 3, det er kun en garde.
Trying to make this draw once again. Trying to get to the inside of their yellow shot stone. Actually makes a guard. So this end, just a little bit all over the place. Both teams with opportunities and not taking them a whole string of misses in a row here.
Jag tycker att de curlar på slutet. Spela 90 då, det är okej.
Okay, so obviously from the conversation in the Swedish team, they feel there is a port here that they can come through and remove that yellow stone. Big effort with the brushes, squeezes it through, and that's a super shot by Christina Bertrup.
Certainly a better display. Just gets by that yellow guard and sticks around for 2, rolls in behind the top to check yellows. Maybe the Swedes back in business. Just need a couple of good shots to motivate the team. It'd be really nice for them to score a couple here before the halftime break. Denmark just looking to draw. Sorry. Playing a taker here on the wing, trying to roll. And off of this red one here. Let's see if they can make it. It's a really nice roll. Not sure if she got there for shot. Might be red still. But at least for second. A really nice shot by Hella Simonsen.
Yeah, terrific shot to make the roll there. And if that's lying shot, that could be really difficult to move.
värt att prova den där då, och annars pricka in. Spela upp det här om man vill, fast det är bra att lämna det. Jag skulle vilja spela så. Ja, det var den. Ja. Inte värt att prova gå och vicka på den i framkant. För att få upp liksom. Rädda dem, där är 3 grader framför. Ja, det är okej. Och inifrån. Jag tycker det känns bra. Inte utifrån, jag ser ju nästan halva här på den stoppen. Vilken lät den här är bäst? Jag tycker jag inte. Det kommer bli svårt att få flera.
Okay, Sander, so what's the call here?
Not really sure. I was trying to listen in, but
You're trying to make the raise on the yellow here?
you just have to find out. We wobble there from Bertrup. Playing quite a soft weight here. Surely missed it.
Yeah, must have been going for the straight draw there, actually, Sander. Christina Bertrup out of sorts as well. I thought she was back on track with her first stone in this end, but then poor one there.
Den skal bare ligge her, og selv den skal ligge der. Hun er lige før bange for, at der ikke er nok plads. Du går lige bare lægge den her. Hvad vej man lægge den? Derovre fra. Så vi kan bruge den næste gang, hvis der er. Men så kan den tættere på. Jo, men jeg tror bare, at hvis den kommer tættere på, så skrider den over ikke på den. Nej, vi er ikke på den. Det er fint ud. Kan I lige bare lægge garden i? Ja. Så har vi det allerede her næste. Problemet er, vi kan ikke bruge den til noget. Hvis den ligger helt derude. Jeg tror ikke, det er svært at få den tættere på. Den skal hen over midten, så er det, vi er bange for, at den langsomt. Hvad er det, vi er bange for, hun gør? Er det, hun har den der, hun går herind, eller hun kan lave den der? Kan I se denne her? Meget lille hjørne. En fjerdedel. Nej, ikke så meget. Skal jeg køre på Maria? Skal jeg køre på hende? Nej, hold da op, det kan du da se. Nej, den er grønne kugler, der foran. Ja, så lige på den.
Maybe throwing a guard here?
Yeah, it looks like it. Just asking our front end if they could see anything of our shot stone. Could see a little bit, so maybe just lift to guard it up.
Well, the good thing about throwing a guard here is that they can just plug that gap, then it does make it really difficult for Sweden to get in to score. They'd have to go around the high side of the yellow stones just at the top of the 8-foot circle there, send them out into some fresh ice.
Let's see here. Not sure if that's enough.
Hvad havde du, Maria? Ja, det ved jeg ikke. 0-2.
Yeah, certainly not tight enough to the house. Tell with that scrunched up face that Lena's not that impressed with it. Hey, well, the way these stones swing, Sander, they might not get too far away from that yellow stone over the left-hand side of the 4-foot.
Yeah, really only need to nudge an inch or so to score 2. So if they get the line and wait, it's always hoping. But I think main thing here is to score 1. If they were to trail 4 points coming into the halftime break, it's not the best for them, so they really need to score here to tighten things up.
Of course, there are 2 more stones to come in this end.
Oh, I'm sorry.
So you see the stone really start to snap in from the hog line. Needing to get a piece of the 4.
Ugh.
Is it good enough?
No,
I don't think so either. Okay, so we're just going to nip over to see the conclusion of the 5th end. Scotland and Switzerland. Scotland leading Switzerland by 2 shots to 1. And lying 3. Here's Miriam Ott. Remember, she played that terrific shot to win the World Championships back in March.
It was even your head having to play a hit against 4 in the previous end. Now Mary Mott's drawing against 3. Pretty close to those top stones. Looking a bit heavy as well.
Jesus.
Lucky or just
Well, that really curled hard, especially when it seemed to be a little bit heavy, perhaps a little bit fortuitous there. And at the halfway stage, tied game between the European champions and the world champions. Scotland 2, Switzerland 2.
Ja, der er ikke så mange andre valg lige nu. Det er det, vi gør. Meget kortere, tror du den er? Jeg tror ikke, den er helt vildt meget kortere. Det var faktisk det nogenlunde. 5 stykker.
Lena Nielsen trying to come around the out turn. Maybe even just hide an edge would be perfect. It's not going to go far enough to lie shot though.
I just hit that one with my foot. Godt nok ærgerligt.
Okay, so pretty much needs to be the same draw here from Maria. Maybe she can get a little bit tight to the guard this time with a bit more weight, and she might be able to chip the red over, split it, and score 2 or maybe even 3 if they get it really good.
Lite mer fart måste det vara.
Jag tycker bara en bak 4.
Då har vi bara en.
Det är inte säkert vi får träff på den där. Alltså en dragning fast med lite mera fart.
Vi gick rätt långt från den garden. Maggan, vi gick ju tajt på den.
Men jag tycker vi ska baktag.
By no means an easy shot here for Maria Pretz, but a great chance to get back into this game. If they can come around that long guard and push the red just below the M and .com, push it onto the yellow, might even just squeeze over and score 3.
55.
Sopa ganska mycket på den.
45-50. Ja.
Ja, vi måste jaga ruggen först och främst.
Final stone of the 5th end, Maria Pretz. Trying to play a bit more weight than the last one. This has got a lot of work to do. It's coming down now. Really close. Super attempt. I think it's 1 in the measure. Great shot there by Maria Pretz. Really couldn't afford to give up a steal there. And it will be a measure for 2 and for 3.
Another 3-way measure here.
And Malcolm getting some good good airtime today. Out with the measure once more. Oh, that really does look close to call on those 3 stones. There's just a reminder, Sweden have the 2 red stones in the measure, and Denmark have the 1 yellow. Who's closer to the middle? We're about to find out.
I think the top red is closer.
Well, if you be patient, Sander, then we'll soon find out for sure.
Well, you always hope for a tight game.
Okay. Oof. Looks close.
Oh, chance to do it again.
Maybe the yellow out counting that red if she's going to measure this other one as well.
I'm excited.
Yeah, and Malcolm just saying she wants to do this again because it is really close.
Huh. So just
make sure you don't move any of the stones on.
That was that's one thing I wondered, if the umpire slips and kicks the stones, what happens? I asked David Murdoch that when he was doing the commentary with me in the Oslo Cup. I didn't get a good reply.
You didn't know the answer?
No.
No. I don't know. I don't know, to be perfectly honest. Maybe we can look into that. Not sure if it's been a problem ever, but would that be a 1 red? I think, yeah. I think it was maybe a score of 2 reds there. Great shot by Maria Pritz, and at the half-time interval, teams get a 5-minute break, and when we return for the 6th end in our featured game, it will be Denmark 4, Sweden 3.
So just going to take a look at some of the highlights from the first 5 ends. Second end, Maria Pritz faced with 3 Danish counters. Can only do one thing, and that's to play the double and give up a steal of 1 for Denmark. She does that quite nicely. In the third end, Maria Pritz again had a chance to come back and score 2, but hangs wide and rolls out. Only scores the 1 after some measuring from the umpires. Fourth end after Maria Pritz just nearly made a double. It was Lena Nilsson that could just draw the 8-foot for 2, but why not just put it on the lid? Great shot by Lena Nilsson. And after 5 ends, Denmark leads by 1 point, 4 shots to 3. Going to head over to Russia and Germany. Very interesting end with almost every stone in play. I think 14 stones out of 15 are in play before Anna Sidorova plays her last stone here. Looking at some type of angled run back here. Running her own red in. Seems to have done that quite well. Not sure if you think she was line 2 before that shot, and doesn't get any extra points, but still scores 2. So Russia will lead the game 4 shots to 2 over Germany after 6 ends. You can see the other games going on here. Czech Republic still in the lead. Scotland, Switzerland still battling it out, and newly promoted Hungary does have a 1 point lead over Finland. So, see some of the stats here. Percentage-wise, not the best game. Denmark obviously playing a lot better. 10% out shooting Sweden, both on draws and hits. But Sweden seems to coming back stronger and stronger now, and I think you'll see Sweden play a lot better in the remaining 5 ends. Usually don't see such low numbers for this strong team. So not too many in the crowd so far, but it's only the first day. You'd expect a lot of people to show up for the conclusion of the week. Sigfridsson will kick off the 6th end. Looking for a tight center guard here, but it's going to slip into the rings. And Lena Nelson not quite sure what she wants to do, but doesn't dwell on it for too long. Going to play the hit here. Denmark's still in the lead, so don't feel like they need to put too many stones in play. So mistake there from Sigfridsson, not pulling up short of the house. Doesn't quite roll there though, Maria Poulsen. So Sweden really wants a center guard in play here. You could just put up another one. Sigfridsson at 75% after 5 ends as lead. You could probably call that acceptable, but usually you'd like to see your lead play at least 80, hopefully 90%, as you tend to play the easier shots. Looking quite close to this draw here. Good finish at the end. And it's going to up her percentage a little bit. Now we've seen Sweden struggle a little bit. Hopefully they've been able to reset with that in a little half-time break. Just having the opportunity to talk with their coach and just start off fresh now in the 6th end. Denmark really just needs to keep on the same way. Just but there's obviously still room for improvement on their part as well. Good draw by Poulsen. And this end might be a bit more interesting than it looked out to be. Wennerström at 63% has struggled. So wanted to go past top yellow, but not too bad in that spot.
Så rør begge røde. Ja. Her fint. Ellers vil du spille her, så der kommer noget mere bevægelse. Ja, ja. Ja.
Oh, really nice shot by Jana Allegor. Runs the red one back, clips her own. I was frozen onto the Swedish redstone, removes them both. Great shot. And now the bailout shot for Maria Wennerström. Over curls a little bit. And now Denmark. Chance to lie 2 here.
So Kristina Bertrud only playing at 51%, the Swedish third, but still Sweden find themselves right back in this game after a terrific shot by Maria Pritz. It's a very clean sixth end here. Not too much to report.
Bit back and forth. Sigfridsson playing her guard into the rings and then nose hit from the Danish lead player Maria Poulsen. And then just things started to build up. And then we saw a fantastic shot from Jana Allegor to remove all the Swedish stones, and now we're back to scratch. No stones in play.
So Sander, based on the first half that we've seen, we know and expect Sweden to bring out big performances all the time. They're not quite at their best today. Where do they need to tighten up to come through and win this game?
I think the halftime break probably was a good time to just reset and just refocus, just start off new, start off fresh. Just don't know what's with them really. I haven't really seen them play this bad ever. So I think just being able to relax in the break there and just have a wee chat with each other and just start off new is probably the best for them. And I think we're going to see a much stronger half from now on.
Why do you think they haven't been at their best?
That could be anything. Just not focused enough, or too relaxed, or too anxious. I'm not a psychologist, Logan. So
I think just as well. I don't think you would get much business as a psychologist.
Do you have any thoughts on how Sweden is playing less bad?
I don't know. It's maybe just they can't get to grip with the ice conditions, or the stones. Who knows? But perhaps there was signs in the last end that they may have started to turn the corner. Certainly made some nice chances. And for me, it's Marina Wennerstrom that really holds the key to this game. If she can tighten up and start making some shots, then it could be a pretty painful second half for the Danes. Per Oscar Sjöström getting some good airtime today. Here's Lena Nielsen, the Danish skip, with her final stone of the sixth end. Just trying to peel that enemy stone out of the house and run the shooter too. Nice shot by Lena Nielsen, and it will be a blanked sixth end. And in around 90 seconds time we'll get the seventh end underway, and the score will be Denmark 4, Sweden 3. So let's switch over and have an update from Scotland and Switzerland. Scotland with the last stone here in the sixth. See the scoreline, 2 each. Just waiting for this one to curl. Double for 3, maybe even 4. And a mistake by Eve. Hits and rolls out and just forced to the 1 there. However, Scotland in control for the time being, and it's Scotland 3, Switzerland 2. Now Sweden have found their way back into this game, completely playing the scoreboard, and they're just adapting their tactics. They're not taking quite as much risk as they were before. A few stones left in play. And they do have that centre guard up there, and it will be pretty much a race to get a stone in behind there. So Sander for Denmark here, on the other hand. 7th end, one up with the hammer. What's an acceptable outcome in this end for them?
Blank or two would be nice. I think Sweden would like to force Denmark to a 1. Always nice to score in even ends, especially in the later parts of the game. So I think Denmark's just going to play for a blank here, and if they end up getting a free 2, they might go for that as well. As we take a look at Russia and Germany here, it's Andrea Schipp with our last stone. Knows it for 1.
I think she was maybe going for the double at that weight.
Yeah.
But just hits on the nose. So I love this call from Sweden, choosing to ignore the winger and go around the centre. Sander, you said that you'd love, if you were Swedish, you'd love to force Denmark to score 1, and that's absolutely the right way to go about it. However, she did have to find the cover to make it worthwhile, and did she ever?
You could throw up the guard again, but just feel that if you play the hit here, you're probably going to either roll out or set up a double. There's so many stones left. I think maybe put up a few guards more, run a couple of stones down before you try and lie to it.
Absolutely, Sander, I couldn't agree more. They took the risk in going around the centre guard and ignoring that wide stone to get themselves in a strong position. Played a super draw into a potentially stealing position, and they've really given up that advantage by playing that takeout on the wing.
An okay shot there, trying to roll on top of the other head. Sweden looking for the hit here, trying to roll away from their own. It's pretty hard to keep these stones separated when you're in the 1 stones and on the center line. So it doesn't get too much separation. Denmark gonna go for the same shot, just pin and roll on top, in front. Just needs to do this 3 times more, Sweden. And the force is on. Christina Bertrup with a nice hit there. No real double in play.
Just trying to make this hit and roll again. Oh, and that's going to make things a little bit more difficult. Just managed to keep the shooter in play, but rolls to the wing. And for me, Sweden been a little bit lucky in this end that the Danes haven't managed to make a good hit and roll or make a double takeout at some point. Really came into the house very early.
So Mia Pritz really needs to find the nose of this stone here. Cannot afford to roll out. Really like to force Denmark to take the one. So good enough there. Wonder if Lena Nilsson would go for the double here. Certainly on.
Set. Oh, just rolls a little bit too far. Great attempt there by Lena Nielsen, but just caught in between the hit and roll and the double.
Alltså vickar vi, det är jättesvårt att göra dubbeln om vi vickar mitt på knappen.
Spelar du en 90? 90, va? 90. Ja.
Saki should probably roll.
90.
Ja.
Maybe stone to the side.
Känns som vi har ett ganska bra läge på
Make the double as hard as possible, or maybe roll all the way to the other side of the house to make a flat double. They're looking at actually rolling in onto the center line.
Yeah, I think they're just worried about where they can put their stone so that there's no double and roll out to blank. So it's actually very difficult to find a spot that does that. Yeah, that'll certainly make the Danish score. But realistically, if they wanted to steal in this end, they probably should have been throwing a centre guard earlier on.
I think they're happy about forcing Denmark here. Could easily steal here too, though. Just roll If you roll a bit too far here.
It's a pretty big pocket here. Sander would be a little bit disappointed if they missed on the high side.
Oh, well, if they overcurl here, they might just tick off the second and get a little spin on. The same way you saw the couple of the previous shots here. Might just spin all the way off, but just enough there. Pretty dead centered in the house. 4-1.
Denmark keeping control of this game, and after 7 ends, the score is Denmark 5, Sweden 3.
Hake bra. Linjen är bra. Bra linje. Bra linje. Hake. Hake.
Kommer att landa bra den här.
Snabb hake.
Ja, jättefin linje.
Bra där.
Bra.
Maria. Maga.
Oh, nice corner guard up there.
Bra Maga. Fint bra.
We see that Maria Pilsen is outshooting Sigfridsson by 8%, but Sigfridsson was at 75 after 5 ends, so she's upped her game since then. So pretty decent numbers for the leads. But I'm just going to overcurl a wee bit here, Maria Paulsen. So it seems like Sweden is going for one of the more aggressive shots here, just ignoring the Denmark stones on the center line. Just going to come around their corner guard here, which I like to see. Just use that corner guard as soon as possible, then just hope they can tidy up things along the center line after. Reeling is this one in the house though. 3 players out scrubbing. Almost gets the line perfectly. And lines for second shot. We're going to pop over to Russia, Germany again. It's Anna Sidorova for Russia with the last stone of the 8th end. Leading the game by 1 point so far. Looking to score a couple more. Privikova out to help the sweepers drag this stone down. Probably didn't need too much help there. as it settles nicely onto the tee line for a score of 2, and Russia in the driving seat against Germany, 6 shots to 3 there. Maria Wennerström. It's not the first time she's overcurled on this game. So still struggling a little bit there, Maria Wennerström. Not sure if it's just if it's a weight problem or if she's just throwing the stones too tight. Yeah, you can see that on hits, Wennerström. She's been wrecking the guards too much. Ellegor not too much better on draws. So both second players not really excelling at this first draw. And now I wonder if she's pulled short. Not even over the hog line there. Terrible shot. That's probably going to bump her down a couple of numbers. So now no center guards in play and a chance to line 2 for Sweden. Looking pretty good, so need to capitalize on that. And that's a better shot from Maria.
Yeah, doing a good job of splitting the house. And Sweden looking good for making their deuce here in this 8th end.
Well, does enough to lie a shot. Will force Sweden to play a hit.
So the matchup at third between Bertrup and Simonsen. Simonsen coming out on top at the moment at 73%. But we saw Bertrup way down at the start of the game, so obviously on the road to recovery, playing some good stuff. And a super hit and roll once again. Going for the big roll here. It's just going to go too far though. And out of the rings. Do you think the momentum's changed in this game, Sander?
Yeah, definitely. Sweden's looking a lot stronger, and Denmark probably a bit nervous with the lead. So, you know, do
Do you think there's been any sort of a turning point?
Let's just think the half-time break, really. I think Sweden was able to reset, and then Denmark was probably just a bit nervous coming out, knowing they have to defend the lead, and just start to break down a little bit after a couple of missed shots.
Yeah, absolutely. I think you're absolutely right. It came at half-time. Maria Pretz playing a phenomenal split to score 2 and get back into the game, trailing by 3. Made it a one-shot game.
Cool. Lidt mindre. Lidt mindre. Vi må hellere rulle ind og ind ud af. Yep.
Går han på en vick eller?
I think unless there's a huge mistake from Maria Pretz, it's going to be a deuce here in the 8th to tie the game up. Not much in it between the 4th players. Pretz just sneaking it by 1%, but I think a lot's got to be said about Maria Pretz's performance, considering her middle order at times haven't been at their best. Perfect shot again by Maria Pretz.
So Denmark's gonna try and go for this roll now. Needs to make a pretty good one here if they're going to prevent Sweden from scoring 2. Long roll.
Yeah, but the absolute fundamental here is that you need to hit and stick and make them play a takeout. It's not good enough if you just leave them to draw the 12 foot, and that's what Lena Nielsen does.
Vad sa ni? 95. Vi sa samma fart. Ja, jag tror menar 90.
Big effort in the brushes here. That's a bad mistake by Maria Pretz. Hits and rolls out, and that's exactly why the Danes had to make sure they made their hit and sticks. Uncharacteristic miss by Pretz, and it will only be 1 in the 8th end. Denmark with the last stone in 9 and leading Sweden by 5 shots to 4.
So just going to head over to Switzerland, Scotland again. 8th in, it's Mary Mott with the last on here. With the takeout. Makes it 4-2. And now Switzerland in the lead. 1 up on Scotland after 8.
Sweden obviously wanting to try and force here or even steal this 9th end. Gets the centre guard up and poor shot there by Poulsen. Okay, so lots of play on the centre line. Actually, with Lena Nielsen's first on, you might have seen a few teams drawing the wing in that situation. 1 up playing the 9th. They probably won a blank in the end. It's a tactic we saw Nicolas Sedin employ in this morning's draw. Okay, so Russia and Germany. Here's Andrea Schopp going for a double for 2. Looks a hair thin. Oh, just sneaks by. And it's a steal of 1. Russia running away with this one. 9 ends played, and it's Russia 7, Germany 3. That's not really where they would have wanted that one to finish. Denmark can slash this top red guard onto the yellows and maybe even get one going into the house. Okay, so Shanna Ellegaard gonna try and smash this red. Huge weight here from Shanna Ellegaard. Hits it a little bit thick. And missed opportunity there to really open things up. And there's actually quite a nice stagger on the stones in the centre line here. And if Maria Wennerstrom could ever play a great draw, loop it right around everything and onto the top of the 1 foot, the steal could well be on for Sweden.
Looks like the out-turn draw path is blocked off as well, so might be a bit difficult for Denmark to come into the 4 foot. But Wennerstrom will continue to struggle here, pulling up short. At least it's better than throwing it through the house. It's just going to over curl a little bit there. Obviously he wanted to remove both the reds and hasn't.
So not quite as good a spot as the last time, but another chance for Sweden to try and get one buried in behind these centre guards. Yeah, dogged her shop, had enough for one day. Going home to lick their wounds and come out again fighting tomorrow. Russia defeating Germany by 7 shots to 3.
Vil du spille hårdere? Ja, jeg kan godt. Fair nok.
Lots of weight and good shot, open things up. Sweden still lying 2, however.
Känns bara som att de kan vicka in på våran bakom. Det är inte risk att de gör vicken på våran.
Jag tycker att den här vore ganska bra.
Ja, tycker jag också. Jag tycker faktiskt det.
90! Väldigt bra läge att passa på. Ja.
Not a great shot there by Bertrup. Left angles to get a whole load of red stones moving around here. Wasn't completely in love with that call there. Maybe they'd like to throw in, see a guard throwing. Put a little bit more pressure on. A pained expression on Hella Simonson's face there. Maybe didn't. Maybe it wasn't her best slide.
Certainly didn't have the same amount of weight on that as her first one, but that's enough to remove one red and outscore the back red.
Yeah, so that red confirmed, just touching the house by the smallest of margins. And maybe a chance for Sweden to steal here in 9.
Jag tror också det borde vara typ hake. Hake.
Bare husk det derinde, så ligger den foran T-line, og så ligger den 2 sten bag. Ja.
So after some discussion, guard going up for Maria Pretz, just looking to maybe not cover the yellow stone, full stone, maybe show an edge and cover the port through to that red stone too. And a pretty good shot there. Is there something through there in the out turn?
Looks quite snug. If so.
Oh, it's the smallest of gaps. If you could pick it though. I think it's there from that angle. Could be worth just sending a rocket through there and picking it out. No problem with that is that then the Swedes are coming round the centre stones.
Fuld 4, helst gerne i 1, eller så er det 2 sten bag. Ja. Okay? Ja. Selvfølgelig bedre end minus.
So must stay in front of the tee line. Dina Nielsen doesn't get this quite right. She could find herself in a lot of trouble. And that's a mistake. Great chance now for Sweden to wrap another one around that centre guard. Just there where Margareta Sigfridsson is tapping her broom.
Det kändes ju som att deras hade kunnat blivit tight med rätt fart, men
63 är ju ändå, den var ju nära. Den hade vi nästan haft på 12 tror jag faktiskt. Nära i alla fall. Strax före 10! Strax före 10! Annars tar vi den lite längre. Vi sa det Marias 65. Visst hade vi haft den nära till slut ändå?
Ja, nära hade vi haft den. Ja. Det känns som att vi har ju några scenarier på den här. Det ena är ju att den är lite kort så att den ligger på vitt men ändå andra sten.
Ja.
Den andra uppgiften är ju att gå ända mot.
Ja. Och helst ska den lägga på
bara runda.
Då ska linjen vara perfekt.
Ja.
Ja. Men
55.
Ja. Tänk om Maria 65 ändå var nära. Kanske 60.
So the only words I hear repeatedly is 55.
Yeah, that means 55.
Yeah, okay.
Just split times, and they're discussing just what their options are. Obviously, you can't expect to make your shot perfectly every single time, so it's good to let the sweepers know where the alternatives might be. Now this one doesn't really have the line, so at least they dried it.
Bra Maria. Bra fart.
They dragged it by their own red and didn't set up any double for Lena Nilsson. Well, with that line, it wouldn't be there anyway, actually.
Yeah, they've got themselves in a little bit of trouble here, the Danes. And an excellent shot required.
Yeah, just would have liked that red one, just a couple of inches shorter. Would have made this shot a lot more difficult, but still, it's quite the ask from Lena Nilsson. Needs to come down, preferably with a little bit of weight, just a wee tap to score here in the last, with the last stone of the 9th end.
Looks pretty close. Needs to get past that top stone. Super attempt. Great shot here by Lena Nilsson. Never in doubt. So a terrific draw by Lena Nilsson, and it will be a score of 1 in the 9th end. When we come back for the 10th end, Denmark are going to be leading Sweden by 6 shots to 4.
So this would be Skip Klimova playing her last stone in the 9th end against Italy. I do believe it's a nose hit for 1, but Sweeper's backing off it, and it's going to roll out. Does jam on their own.
Actually been very, very lucky there, Sander. If she'd rolled right out of the rings, she could have lost a steal of 3. Steal of 1 though, and they'll be trailing Italy by 2 shots going into the 10th. But back on our featured sheet here at the Lofbergs Lila Arena. There it is, there's the scoreline, and it all adds up to Denmark 6, Sweden 4. Sweden with the last stone. Okay, so I would suggest this might come into the front of the house from Maria Poulsen. It'll be interesting to see how Sigfridsson sets about scoring a deuce or even more in this 10th end. Do you think it's a fair statement to say that maybe people throw too many corner guards when they're trying to score 2?
Yeah, it just seems like a lot of teams don't really use the corner guards to put up. So we're going to hop over to Finland-Hungary here in the 9th end. Ildiko Zekaresh with a last stone in the 9th end.
And that one will hang around in the house.
Kalkuláld vele, hogy a T-line mögött ő ezerrel vinni fogja. Tudod?
A score of 2, and Hungary take the lead. 5-4 there, and Finland will have the last stone in the 10th. Okay, so choosing to go around the corner guard. Okay, so good shot there by Ellegard. Rumbles things around a bit, but does open up a freeze on the out turn. Big effort here from Bertrup, and Pretz is going to overcurl. Still in a relatively useful position, not the easiest to remove. Shanna Ellegard not messing around here, big weight. Going to try and hit this wide red and live 3.
Om det går att frysa samma. Vad säger ni? Jag tycker det.
90. Ja, eller ska vi spela en mjukare fart på den handen?
Nej, 90 känns bra, det har vi kört där. Vi för också. Henrik på vikt.
Maria Wennerström going for the hit and roll in behind. Does the important thing and hangs around.
Vi är med på det där, Häng?
Jo. Men det är gott, du lige sikrer dig.
Really would be a huge confidence boost for the Danes if they could come through this game. Sweden definitely one of the favourites this week.
I alla fall flyttar den lite ut i ljuset.
Ja, 80. Vi kan också spela clearing om vi vill.
80 bra.
Lite tunnare än halv.
So the Swedish just trying to maneuver the stones a little bit. Gonna play a takeout. Try and squeeze one in behind the cover. And maybe a chance for the Danes to lift both reds here. Seem content just to play the hit on this red one. Guess if they were making a double sander, they probably would leave a guard, so. Hella does not seem to like this one. Begging for it to curl. Just does enough to squeeze it out. So here we have Italy, Czech Republic on sheet B. Last stone of the game. And it's an angled raise. How's your luck? Oh, disaster. That is going to be a steal of 2. And Italy will take that one down. Tough shot there for Linda Klimova. And final there. Italy 7, Czech Republic 3. So another takeout here for the Swedes. Needs to keep 2 stones in play. Just trying to bust a way in. And if that takes a square in, not quite, but left it as a corner guard. It's not been too convincing, a 10th end from the Swedes. Not particularly generated any opportunities. Not really posed any great question of the Danes.
So, rolls out here, I think. No, just spins back. Too light to. Doesn't really matter though. Sweden needs to score 2 anyhow. And I think they should just draw around the corner guard here. Ignore that yellow. So what would you think here? Wouldn't it be easier to maybe just play the draw in behind the corner guard, or you only have two stones left here?
Yeah,
absolutely. If you don't make the roll perfect, you know, don't have a chance.
You've got to make it. You've got to get in behind the guard, and for me, you've got to play the draw.
Such an easier shot.
Yeah, if you play the takeout, then don't make the roll. It's game over right there and then.
So now,
well, there's Christian Lindstrom in the front right hand side. I bet he would be playing a draw right now.
Yeah, he's a team coach for the women's Spanish team this week. Now Maria Pritz really needs to find a roll, but does not. Nose hit, and it's going to be an open takeout for Lena Nilsson to win the game here.
Yeah, maybe just needs to make sure that she sticks around, or she doesn't want to leave any sort of double on the wide one. So here is Eve Muirhead, final stone of the 10th end, already lying one and trying to pick one frozen off the top. She could lose everything here if she doesn't make this. And she has over curls and doesn't hit it thin enough. It's a steal of 1 for Switzerland and a stolen game. And in the women's first draw, It's Switzerland 5, Scotland 3 final. A couple of terrific freezes by Miriam Ott, getting them out of trouble there.
Now, do you think there's a shot to score 2 here? Is it?
Well, could be pretty close, Sander. Could be very close.
I think it might just not be there.
I think you maybe have to, might be a little thin to jam on the top one. You might have to play this on the out turn just to try and straighten the red stone at the front of the rings up.
Yeah, I think out turn would be the call here.
They disagree.
Yeah, so very difficult shot from Maria Pritz. It might not even be there, but it's the only shot left here. Last stone of the 10th end. Might very well be the last stone of the game. And she's not even close with that one. And Denmark pick up another 2 points, I guess, and win the game.
Yeah, a big upset for Denmark as they take down Sweden by a score line of 8-4. And Sweden will need to restart their European Championships in the next draw tomorrow. High fives all round for a job well done here in the first draw of the European Curling Championships 2012. Team Sweden just not consistent enough. Had some good patches along the way, but middle order just really struggling at certain times during the game, and Maria Pritz couldn't save them. So see, tidying up, and we'll be back for the men's draw this evening, which will be at 7 o'clock Central European time for Germany, Scotland in the men's draw. Scotland off to a bad start, losing out to the Czech Republic, but I think that's maybe one that they expect to lose these days. Scotland lose so many games to Czech Republic in recent times, so they'll be looking to try and get things back on track against Germany, who lost to Denmark earlier on today, convincingly. Okay, so let's just roll things back to our featured game. And here's some of the highlights. The fourth end, Lena Nilsson just needs to find fully into the 8-foot circle to score 2. And makes no mistakes with that one. That was to move into a 4-1 lead. And then really short of the game here, Maria Pritz managing to steer this red stone through the port and play a split to score 2. Great shot there by Maria Pritz. A little bit more weight and maybe even could have scored more. Measure required, and that got Sweden back into the game, just trailing by 1 at the halfway stage. And that was really a scoreline that flattered the Swedes. And here was Lena Nilsson facing 2 in the 7th end. Plays a super tap. And then in the final end, Sweden leaving Maria Pritz too much to do with her last stone. Couldn't score the 2 required, and it would be Denmark's game to go 1-0 here in the Löfbergs Lila Arena in Karlstad, Sweden. Elsewhere in draw 1, Italy took out the Czech Republic by 7 shots to 3. Same scoreline between Russia and Germany. Scotland lost out to Switzerland by 5 shots to 3. And Hungary are leading Finland by 5 shots to 4. And Finland have the last stone in the 10th end. So that's the current standings. Still very early in the week, so we won't read too much into that at this point. And so we're going to get a chat with the winning skip, Lena Nilsson.
So you just beaten the home favourite Sweden. How does it feel?
Fantastic. We never beat this team before, and an opening game in Sweden is just fantastic. Yeah.
You seemed to control the first 5 ends, but then Sweden came back a bit stronger. Did you feel at any point that the game was slipping away?
A little bit around the 6th and 7th end. We played a little bit worse than we did in the beginning, and they played a little bit better, but we changed the tactics and we pulled home the game. So
how are you going to keep on winning games now through the week?
Doing what we do best, just playing our own game and playing a lot of shots. So
thank you. Good luck.
Thank you.
So there you have it, Lena Nilsson of Denmark winning our first game against the home favourite Sweden. And from us here at the Löfbergs Lila Arena in Karlstad, Sweden, thanks for watching and join us for more coverage at 7 o'clock.